Welcome back to Down to Business with V. I'm your host, V, and today we're talking about AI's impacts on Hollywood and entertainment. And I have back with me Souki Mehdaoui. Souki, welcome back.
Hello, thank you very much. Good to be back.
Yes, we have been having an amazingly interesting conversation about how AI is being implemented in certain areas in production in Hollywood. And we've also been talking about looking at some ways that, the everyday business owner can use these products and tools in their businesses. One of the things that stood out most to me, and I said, you know what, I'm using this in my consulting practice as well, is how we could use AI to help us when we're looking at things like contracts and getting some feedback from the AI on how we can make those better and negotiate in our favor. Tell us about that.
So, I found in the early days when I was being given contracts for any number of jobs as a freelancer, you're having to negotiate a lot of these contracts yourself. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't really want to pay for a lawyer to have to look over all these contracts, but you have to in order to make sure that you're doing your due diligence. And I thought to myself, once I got a contract, I wonder what would happen if I just like copied and pasted text from the contract into ChatGPT and asked it to explain it like I was five. And it was so helpful.
Wow.
Because in many ways, it sort of distilled the gibberish, the legalese.
Yes.
But for me, I'm a smart person, but I do feel like it's designed to confuse me. And so I was able to throw it into a system that very mindfully helped me understand what this company was trying to do, what rights it was trying to keep, what rights it was giving me. And it allowed me to understand the contract first and foremost. Second, I asked it, in what ways, based on my interests as this person, in what ways could I make this contract better? And what would actually improve it, like in my favor? And it gave me a bunch of examples. And I said, sort of put it into the same language as the contract. And it did it. And so I was able to not only understand what they were saying and what they were trying to get at, but also think about new terms that would be helpful for me and then put it into language that I could send back to them to say, like, this is what I would want. And it made me feel a lot more confident that I knew what this contract was about.
Absolutely. And you know what I love? You talked about, having to rely on legal experts, attorneys, lawyers. It helps you to even dialogue with them in a more educated way.
Yes.
Yes.
So to that end, I ended up taking that contract and I did go to my lawyer and say, what do you think about this? And it wasn't perfect. And so it was really helpful to get his perspective and his team's perspective to say, like, yes, but also it doesn't quite understand, like, it's just guessing. And so, yes, while this is technically correct, it actually isn't something that's done very often. And what is done is blank. And gave me suggestions for other things, but it was a good starting point for me to understand how to speak to my lawyer. And it gave me something way better to work off of that saved me time, which meant saving me money.
Yes, yes, indeed. And I
love that.
Yes.
We love that so much.
Save me time, save me money, save me energy, and allow me to relax.
Yeah. Yeah.